microphone. Hello, ma'am? Hello, ma'am? Could you help me with the microphone? Yes, please. We are so interested in what he told you, ma'am, because the smile is inviting. Thank you. So let's hear what he said to you. Are you interested in what he said to her? Great. Fantastic. Yes, please. Our great leader here. Please pass the mic to her. What did he say to you, ma'am? The smile was so inviting.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, ma'am.
Man, he said he loved my scarf, and I said, you saw it this morning.
Oh, that's cute. That's so cute. Something, yes. So please. Yes, please. Did she say something to you? I'm talking to both of you. Yes, ma'am. Commence this event. I would like to ask us what's the theme of this event? What's the theme of this event? Who would like to try? What's the theme? We're here today for the Africa Women in Housing and Construction. And every event is centered on a theme, which is very critical. And we have it just here. That's an expo. So what's the first on the theme? The natural man. So permit me to respectfully observe protocol, recognizing the presence and offices of eminent President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency, Senator Kashim Shettima. Our recognition extends to the leadership of the National Assembly, the President of the Senate, of the National Assembly, the President of the Senate, His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio. Also, the Speaker of the House of Representatives and senior public officials whose roles continue to shape Nigeria's housing and infrastructure ecosystem. And I'll begin with the Honorable Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Architect Ahmed Musa. It's also a great delight to acknowledge leaders and stakeholders from critical housing and development institutions, the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, Family Homes, and the King of Oluoke Kingdom, Oba Akintoye Adeoye. Director General, Federation of Construction. Director General, Federation of Construction Industry, Engineer Mrs. Olubimi Adeline, MNSE, FNSCHE. Ladies and NSE, FNSCHE. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as a specially recognized the chairperson of this Join me as a specially recognized the chairperson of this esteemed conference, the 23rd president of the Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors. And thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's also a delight to recognize also a great woman who is the National Chairperson Association of Professional Women Builders of Nigeria. It means that in 2 hours, they can redesign this building that we're seated in and build it. We're referring to builder Mrs. Margaret Sati Shwaka. Is she in the room? Please give us a wave. Please, that hands can be bigger and better. Thank you so kindly, ma'am. Also a delight to recognize the chairman, NITP FCT chapter, town planner Queen Imalwe Phillips. Is she in the room? Please give us a wave. Looking all stunning. That hands can be bigger and better. The louder we clap, the more loved they feel. Thank you. Also the national chairperson, female architect of Nigeria, Architect Ene Agada. Is she in the room? Oh, great. A little birdie just told me that she will be with us shortly. Also, we will continue the recognition in the course of the event. but would love to recognize the Group Head, Corporate Communications, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Jadeshola Bago. Is she in the room? Oh, fantastic. Oh, thank you so much for being here. And she's representing the Managing Director and the Chief Executive Officer of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Also, a great delight to recognize the Group Head, Strategy and Performance Management, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Oladapo Fakeye. Fantastic. Just so you know, he was the one that left the lovely compliment that got her blushing. Okay, so the next to be recognized is the North Central Zonal Coordinator, Redan, Women, Dr. Eunice Emmanuel. Is she in the room? Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Please, that hand. The conference chairperson is Builder Mrs. Florence Akinyaude, FNIOB, Please, let's celebrate this great woman. Thank you so much for honoring us, and that woman. Thank you so much for honoring us and accepting to be the conference chairperson. We celebrate and value you. And by the way, I love your hair. Please, let's celebrate her once again. Thank you so much. So you see, this recognition would not have been complete without recognizing a great indulgence. To kindly rise on your feet, except to kindly rise on your feet, except legs are not tired. I crave your indulgence. You kindly put your hands together or stomp your feet as we recognize Flora Annie. Thank you so much, ma'am, for organizations that keyed into this vision and thought to partner with us. But before then, kindly also recognize these great leaders with us. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed a great delight and honor to serve as the compere. At this point, I crave our indulgence also to recognize a great leader, the chairperson, feeder, we're here, has not declared the event open. For her welcome address, Mrs. Flora Annie.
Your Excellencies, leaders of professional bodies in the built environment, our conference chairperson, our special guest of honor, distinguished Sayera Address Center, Abuja, Nigeria. Today is more than the opening of a construction. Yet, despite these contributions, women remain underrepresented in work, wealth, and worth. Redefining work, building wealth, and elevating wealth in Africa's built environment. This gathered here today, I say this. You are not just part of the courage to begin. Every great movement begins with a vision, and today that vision has become a reality because of the support of our speakers, our partner construction conference, and Business Expo 2026, the maiden edition. Thank you.
Are you just looking like that? That hands can be bigger and better. Thank you so kindly, ma'am, for that great welcome address. Do we feel welcomed? Ah, the energy. Do we feel welcomed? Fantastic. You're about the best audience we've ever had. Just like Madam Convener mentioned, that this movement is anchored on a powerful theme. Focus on institutional power, policy, finance, and access. We will examine how system structures and policies can open doors for women to lead, to influence, and scale impact within the sector. Tomorrow, day 2, we will shift the spotlight to ownership, to structure, to wealth, and to legacy. Because true empowerment is not just about working in the industry. It is about owning our assets, building our wealth, and creating generational impact. Please feel free to network generously, and also some of the most powerful deals happens at a conference like this. I crave our indulgence to kindly oblige me as I share with you for the gents. We crave your indulgence to kindly also put your belongings to yourself. Keep your belongings. Who is duly represented by Mrs. Saratu J. Aboman. We also have the immediate past chairman, town planner, Rekiat A. Fachi, FNITP, representing the National Chairman, Association of Women Town Planners in Nigeria, AWTPN. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we would like to Nigeria FCT brand.
So for when next you hear the name, you're able to states of the Federation, including the states of the Federation, including the FCT. And FIDA is about promoting, preserving, and protecting the rights of women and children. And of course, this is using the legal frameworks as we have them, and also advancing for improved framework to protect the interests and welfare of women and children. And our services are mostly to indigent women and children, which of course is at no fee. So FIDA is a platform for women called to the practice of law to give back to the society at no cost. And for organizations such as Women in Housing and Construction, for whom we're gathered here in celebration, in this epochal conference in celebration of the International Women's Day, I dare say that while we know that no member of this organization will be an indigent person, but we do realize that every effort at collaboration, at cooperation, helps strengthen and encourage the organization towards advancing the rights and standing of women, the better in our society. So to that extent, FIDA is also ready, available, and willing to collaborate and support the activities, interventions, programs, and what have you that women in housing and construction may come up with. And permit me to now quickly just read a little goodwill message I had penned down. So I've already brought you greetings from FIDA, and to say that for us, this is more than a celebration. It is a global call to reflect on the progress made. To that extent, rights must be backed by justice. Justice that dismantles discriminatory systems, justice that ensures women's sectors. Action by industry leaders to intentionally open doors for women across stories changing. Across our continent, women are rising as architects. Is most vital and commendable. We are hoping that this will create space for women to connect, collaborate, mentor one another, fair access to financing, and it must harness the full potentials of its people, both. So with this, I commend the organizer.
Thank you so kindly, ma'am, for all that you do. Thank you so kindly. We greatly appreciate you, sir, for making our time to be here. And we want to crave your indulgence, sir, to kindly...
Protocol list, but I would like to say that I humbly recognize all the distinguished personalities here. Distinguished ladies who are leading the charge, and this importance cannot be overemphasized. This is the environment that my ministry superintends. In the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, the women stand as pillars of excellence. They lead the most departments in the ministry, which includes the Federal Public Assets Maintenance Department, the Public-Private Partnership Department, the Urban and Regional Planning Department, the Engineering Services Department, Public Procurement Department, Asset Maintenance, and Sustainable City Projects across Nigeria. Guided by our core mandate to provide decent, affordable, and inclusive housing for all, these women have championed milestones from expanding for all. These women have championed milestones from expanding home ownership opportunities to affordable and sustainable housing across urban and rural areas, and also promoting energy efficient, climate resilience, and green building practices. Secondly, we also handle land administration, and this involves streamlining land governance through policies, digitalization, and regulatory bodies and land administration experts. Promote training, mentorship, and professional development programs for young and retiring professionals. Fifth, we handle public-private partnerships. We facilitate building projects in partnership with members of the private sector. Generally, we have some achievements, some of which I will mention, but by no means all-inclusive. We have launched the Renewed Hope Agenda for Land Administration programs. The Renewed Hope Housing Estate programs, and these include one, the Renewed Hope Cities, where we aim to deliver 3,000 housing projects with 3,000 units in one per geopolitical zone across the country. So far, we have commenced work in Abuja, Kano, and Lagos. When we combine all what we're building currently, we're building a development framework. Combining policy, digitization, capacity building, sustainability initiatives, and strategic partnerships. The Renewed Hope Estates and Cities program to provide affordable housing for Nigerians across all states. Launched in 2024 under President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope and local government. And that will give us about 77,000 across Nigeria. This is targeted at building 2-bedroom bungalows in every local government in Nigeria. This project seeks to bridge the housing deficit through strategic public-private partnerships and government expenditure. On this International Women's Day, I honor the women of the Federal Ministry of Housing and indeed all women in the housing. Thank you so much for allowing me to address you today.
Are you just looking like that? That hands can be bigger and better. Thank you so much, Dr. Bekgore, for that powerful goodwill message. It was almost as though it was a master class. Thank you so kindly, sir. We celebrate and value you. Earlier, we recognized the Executive Director Operations, Family Homes Fund, Dr. Emeka Henry Inegbu. He just stepped in while our esteemed and transformative Permanent Secretary was speaking. It is also such a great delight to recognize, I beg your pardon. It is also such a great delight to recognize again the National Chairperson, Female Architect of Nigeria, Architect Ene Agada. Can we please put our hands together for her? Up next for his goodwill message is His Royal Majesty, the President and Chairman of Council, Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, REDAN. And we're referring to Oba.
In protocols, I welcome you all to this great achievement. I want to sincerely congratulate the convener and her team for the success of this gathering. Main committee for granting me this opportunity. Goodwill message. The convener of the African Women in Housing and Construction Conference, distinguished guests, women leaders, and professionals in housing and construction, esteemed participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to extend warm greetings and goodwill on behalf of the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, REDAN, to the organizers and the distinguished participants of the maiden edition of Africa Women in the Housing and Construction Conference and Business EXPO 2026. I commend the convener and her team for creating this very important platform dedicated in long-standing boundaries. Today, women are making remarkable contribution across the housing value chain, from architecture to engineering, architectural and engineering to real estate development, project management, housing finance, policy advocacy, products of women empowerment through real estate. I started real estate as a consultant, but today I am proud to say I am not just a real estate developer. I use my story, limited access to opportunities, finance, decision-making platform. Addressing these challenges require deliberate action that promotes empowerment, mentorship, and inclusive industry policy. At REDAN, we firmly believe that an inclusive growth is a sustainable growth. The association continues to encourage more women developers to participate actively in housing delivery and to take advantage of professional development opportunity within the real estate ecosystem. We also support initiatives that promote mentorship, capacity building, and partnership that strengthen women leadership in the sector. As we work collectively to address African housing deficit, we must recognize that sustainable solutions will only emerge when the contribution of women are fully integrated in the development process. A gender-inclusive real estate sector enhances productivity. Let us also commit ourselves to building an environment where women are not only participants, but are recognized as leaders, innovation, visionary, shaping the future of African built environment.
She's looking. Please, let's celebrate this great woman. She's a rare gem. a jewel of inestimable value. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that beautiful, beautiful remark. We celebrate and value you immensely. Up next is a keynote address by the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, Family Homes Fund, Mr. Abdul Muttalab Mukhtar, who is duly and ably represented by the Executive Director Operations, Family Homes Fund, and I'm referring to Dr. Emeka Henry Inebu. Are you just looking like that? Please, let's jam those beautiful and handsome hands together as we make welcome this great leader. The louder we clap, the faster he is here. Thank you so kindly, sir. We celebrate and value you.
Thank you, and good morning. And you all do look beautiful from here. Well done. Thank you for having us. And I bring you greetings from the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Family Homes Funds, Abdul Muttalab, who is attending to another event somewhere. It's truly exciting to be in your midst. Standing on the existing protocol and listening to what's been said so far, I know there is quite a lot that needs to be shared and said today. So I first want to begin by wishing the women here, and the men, of course, happy International Women's Week and month, and it continues on and on and on. And again, yesterday, the Women's Mother's Day was celebrated. And men, don't worry, we will have our one day. Over the years, we have quite a number of days that our women are celebrated. So that peace will reign, we'll keep celebrating them. And we just appeal for that one day that they give us and see what we can make out of it. It is my privilege to be here with you this morning. A home is a foundation. And where there is a solid foundation, families, and where there is a solid foundation, families rise, children thrive, and communities grow. And when we say families, we mean it in every sense. Because all this at the center of the Nigerian families are indeed most Africa's families is a woman. The conference theme, Work, Wealth, and Worth, redefining work, building wealth, and elevating worth, could not be more timely or more apt. Because for long, women's work in and around the housing sector has been invisible. And I think I heard the last speaker also mention that. Women manage homes, but are rarely counted as homeowners. They contribute to household income, but are often excluded from mortgage systems. They build communities, but are seldom at the table where housing policies are made. Typically excludes women, the documentation biases, the assumption that the head of household must be a man. And when we did that, women showed up in force. But we also know that mortgages alone do not tell the full story. Of housing exclusion, stability, and their sense of safety. Were given the dignity of a roof over their own. The roof of their own. That handover of keys. The roof of their own. That handover of keys was one of the most moving things I had witnessed in my entire career. Because a key is not just a key, it's a declaration. This place belongs to you. In the coming months, we will again be handing over 50 houses in Ibadan State to wives of our fallen heroes in collaboration with the post-military housing scheme. Wives of our fallen heroes in collaboration with the post-military housing scheme. Furthermore, additional 50 houses will be, when women earn, they invest in their homes. Women earn, they invest in their homes. They invest in their homes. And when they invest in their homes. And when they invest in their homes, they invest in their families and their communities. Under our family home, they invest in their families and their communities. Under our family homes funds artisanal skill training, we're in partnership with artisanal skill training. We're in partnership with our supported demands more than any single institution can provide. It demands a coalition. A single institution can provide. It demands a coalition. So to our partners in government, we need policies that recognize women as primary actors in housing, not afterthoughts. Land title reforms, gender-responsive mortgage regulations, and public housing allocations that explicitly include women are not racial or radical ideas, they are smart policies. To our friends in the private sector and financial institutions, the business case for housing finance for women is clear. Women are reliable borrowers. When they borrow, they repay. They invest in their homes. They build long-term relationships with financial institutions. Designing products for them is not charity. It is good business. Your seat at this table is not decorative. It is essential. The future of housing in Africa will not be built without your hands, your mind, and your leadership. It is fitting that this conference takes place in March. We will keep working toward that vision, and we look forward to working alongside each and every one of you to make it real. Let us live here today, not just inspired, but committed. Not just as beneficiaries of housing, but as its builders, its financiers, its champions, and its leaders. Thank you very much, and congratulations once again. Thank you, and let's have a good conference.
Are you just looking like that? That hands can be Alhaji Shehu Usman Osidi, who is ably represented by the very esteemed
amongst us to need FICA, FCNA at this August FCNA at this August 2026. I commend the vision behind this important platform that is amplifying the voice, value, and visibility of women in one of Africa's most transformative economic sector. It is noteworthy that this conference comes on the heels of the International Women's Day celebration, held 18th of March 2026. As part of the celebration, the slogan, "Give to Gain," featured as the campaign theme to highlight that investing in women through mentorship, resources, and opportunity help create a healthier and unlock Africa's and indeed Nigeria's full developmental potentials, particularly through the empowerment of women. It is on this clear premise that I will be speaking to the topic, work, wealth, and worth, redefining work, building wealth, and evaluating worth, with reference to three fundamental areas of focus. The first area, redefining work, refers to dealing with workplace issues that stand as elephants in the room in relation to women folk. The redefined work has translated to dismantling barriers to entry access to training, fair remuneration, and leadership opportunities for women driven by the premise that recognizing that inclusive participation strengthens productivity, quality, and sustainability in the housing value chain. The second area of building wealth addresses issues of gender equality and dignity. Wealth goes beyond income and access to development, and it will mean celebrating women not as beneficiaries but as drivers of transformation. The positive news for women in the Nigerian workplace and balancing demanding work schedule with domestic responsibilities. Women in Nigeria have made significant professional advancement, particularly through increased representation in corporate leadership roles. Nigeria has achieved a significant rise in declining political representation for women and more worrisome widening educational disparities as responsible for a one position drop to the 124th globally in ranking. Nonetheless, as Nigerian women, you must be proud of the following advancements you have made collectively by female managing directors. I think we deserve a clap. Corporate board representation. Women in medium enterprises increased from about 22% in 2017 to over 32% by 2020, highlighting growth economic women empowerment. Legal social investment programs are targeted for women as primary beneficiaries, with initiatives like Empower Her 774 and the Women on Wheels program, seeking to expand economic participation, and last but not the least, STEM and tech influence. Despite being underrepresented at 22% in STEM fields, Nigerian women are breaking barriers in technology with prominent figures exhibiting prominent leadership roles in this field. Women's stride and impact in the Nigerian real estate sector. It is pleasing to note that are meaningfully shaping our cities and rural communities. Many construction sites are now dotted with women not only working on site as artisans, but playing the more central roles of on-site supervisors as chief executives. The housing, finance, and construction sectors have groomed a growing list of real estate developers and entrepreneurs now driving major high-rise and residential projects in exclusive areas like Ikoyi, Banana Island, and Lekki, to mention a few. At the agency level, women and recommendations. From the foregoing, while clear advancements are one, bridge the educational gap. Bridging educational gap eliminates the lifelong disadvantage of the girl child. The World Economic Forum 2025 Global Gender Gap Report, accounting for 60% of the country's total out-of-school population, we build a solid foundation for the 52% in 2013 to 52% in 2013. That is according to the and are given fewer opportunities to rise. This trend, which may investment in women's skills across the housing ecosystem, directly impacts housing and national economies. In conclusion, in the last 10 years, women have significantly advanced in the Nigeria real estate sector, moving from passive, small-scale buyers to active, influential developers. Despite this progress, women still face barriers in accessing finance, career progression, and other challenges induced by adverse social cultural nuances. To overcome these challenges, I have proffered education, mentorship, business support, and increased political representation as vital solutions. At the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, we see housing finance as a tool for economic empowerment. Building wealth for women require deliberate policies, regulatory reforms, and drive institutional partnership to lower barrier and expand opportunity. Innovative and equitable, redefining work, building wealth, and evaluating worth is therefore not just a woman's agenda, it is a development imperative for the beloved continent of Africa. Once again, I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to deliver this keynote address and your kind attention. I wish you all a fruitful and impactful conference. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're just looking like that. That hand's can be bigger and better. I don't know if I was the only one that noticed how agile and quick-witted she is. Thank you, Soka. One of the lowest countries, ranking us as we stretch ourselves a bit so we can be agile as the group corporate communications head of Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. So can we take our hands up? Take it up and then put it on our head. Segment. I crave the indulgence segment. I crave the indulgence of the chairpersons of professional bodies presented here. To kindly come upstage. Madam Convener, can we please come to the stage? Yes, please. Is it convenient for you? Yes, please. Thank you. Madam Convener, is it convenient for you? Yes, please. Thank you. Madam Convener. Come over here. Thank you. Adjust a bit. Can we adjust a bit? Can we adjust, please? So we can have beautiful photographs of you. Great. Thank you. Can we tilt to the right and those the other side to the left? Fantastic. You're amazing. You're simply amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Can we have just the speakers and the convener? Just the speakers and the convener, please. Just the speakers and the convener. Thank you so much. Just the speakers and the convener. Thank you. The convener at the middle, please. Yes, please. You're one of the speakers. Can we move this way? I think we're tilted more to the left. Can we please move this way? Please. This way, please, because we're tilted to that way. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, let's put our hands together for those great leaders. Please, let's celebrate them. Let's not be stingy with our cheerfulness. Please, let's jam our beautiful and handsome hands together. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. That hands can be bigger and better. Media, can you play our Africa Women in Housing and Construction theme song? Thank you so much. You see, I'm sure that some of us seated are saying, oh, we're not part of the photograph. Trust me, I got you covered. I crave our indulgence to kindly get